as Christmas villages, week 7. This week I hope to have the track bed completely installed, put the railway track on top of the track bed and anchor it down to the track bed. Make sure that the train is running properly and smoothly over all the spots where the lighting is underneath the track bed. The lighting for the area in front of the track is all tucked underneath the track bed. So I need to make sure that the train will run properly over those spots. I already have all the lights in the back there. You may be able to see them along the wall. Those lights will be going into buildings on top of the viaduct. So once the train is running really well and everything seems to be fine, I'm going to install the viaduct. Just put it back on top and then install all of the buildings that are still left over. I still have 9 buildings left that I can put on top of the viaduct, and then attach the lighting to those buildings, and then we'll see how far we get for this week. After that is just the finishing touches. So I'm hoping to get through the majority of this work in the next few days, and then by next week I can be adding trees and people and putting the finishing touches on the entire diorama. Here you see me working with the track bed from Woodland Scenics. It's a marvelous invention. This actually deadens the sound of the train. It also makes the running of the train much smoother and with less issues. It absorbs any static electricity and so on. The reason I'm cutting it in half, or in places in half, is to get it around the curves. So you can glue it to the diorama, and then when you get to a curve, you slice it in half along the line that's provided in the track bed, and then ease it around the corners and glue it and pin it. You have to anchor them as you glue them, because if you don't, it'll shift and it will glue to the wrong place. So the sliced track bed assists in the going around the curves. And there's a lot of curves in this track, this train track. So I'll be doing a lot of that. Some of it I will actually be installing in 2 pieces. Instead of keeping it together, I will be slicing the entire piece where there's a lot of curves. I will be slicing the entire piece in half and installing each half as I go along. The glue that I'm using in the white bottle is actually called Foam Fusion, produced by Hotwire Foam Factory. It's the ultimate EPS foam glue, and it permeates the foam and bonds permanently and adheres to all polystyrene foams and most porous surfaces. I really, really like this Foam Fusion glue. It's extremely reliable and stable. You can also wipe the excess away with a damp cloth, so you don't have any Foam Fusion glue lying on the diorama and hardening. Here you can see that I continue to glue the track bed down to the diorama, and I did end up getting it completely done today. Tomorrow will be a new day. Tomorrow hopefully it will be dry, it will be stable, and I can actually anchor the track down to the track bed. In the meantime, lots of little lanterns have fallen over and things got out of place and so on. It's a bit of a mess, but once I have the track completely anchored, I will test the train. I will set everything back up again properly, glue the little lanterns back down again, and we'll go on from there. After I have that train running properly, that's when we'll see some real changes on the diorama. The final steps will be that I will put the viaduct back up and I will build on the viaduct. So stay tuned. It's looking good. I got it all done with little trouble. It is now the next day, and I'm beginning by taking out the T-pins which anchored down the track bed to the diorama while the glue dried. The glue is now dry and the track bed is firmly stuck to the diorama, so I can take the T-pins out. These T-pins are available on Amazon. Railway modelers use them for a variety of different things. I just use them usually to anchor down my track bed. And I will save them again for next year, use them over again next year. My next step will be taking the railway track and anchoring it to the track bed. Now there's several different ways I can do this. I can use the T-pins, but I found by experience that if I use the T-pins in my track, that my train does not run smoothly, so I will not use them. I can also glue the train tracks to the track bed with the same glue, the foam fusion glue that I used yesterday. However, I find it difficult to take the track bed off of the train tracks when it comes time to disassemble the village. So I found a different method to make it easy for me to take the train tracks off the track bed when the time comes, and also to keep the train track anchored to the track bed, and that is double-sided craft tape. You can buy that at Amazon as well. It's sticky on both sides. So I just lay it down on the track bed and then push the railway track into the track bed. And that's what you see me doing here. I'm going to be lifting the train track a little bit, putting the tape down in various spots. I won't put it down on the entire train track, just in various spots. And then push the track firmly onto the track bed. This anchors the railway track, and it allows the train to run smoothly through the whole diorama. After I've completed this and I've got the track firmly anchored to the track bed, I will take some rubbing alcohol and thoroughly clean the railway track with rubbing alcohol to make sure that all bits of glue and paint and anything else that has fallen to the track is thoroughly cleaned off. I find that my train runs better when the track is completely The viaduct in place, and I tried to pin it down with skewers. It didn't go very deep. I mean, they are attached, but they're not very deep. They wouldn't go through. I tried hammering them in, but that didn't work either. So I just snapped them off. They are in there, but they're not very sturdy. I had to add a little corner piece to cover the top of that slanted viaduct in the corner there. Then I wanted to add a nice finishing touch to that viaduct to finish it off because it was pretty rough looking the way it was constructed. So I added a very narrow strip of dungeon tiles along the front just to cover up that joint where the viaduct met the top. And then I started adding dungeon tiles to the top of the viaduct. These dungeon tiles were made in January and February this year. You can actually see the videos of me making them on my channel. Now that I've had a chance to stand back and look at it, I think they look pretty darn good. Don't you? For the next few hours, I was busy putting all the houses and buildings on top of the viaduct. It surprised me a little bit that it was wider than I thought it would be, but it was not as long as I thought it would be. So I had to arrange the houses, and it's actually very uninspiring. The houses are all just kind of in a row, maybe clustered together a little bit, but in a row. And in the end, I think it looks okay. I also added the stone walls in the front to make it look a little more medieval. It looks all very stony. Today was absolutely a marathon of a day. I managed to get the entire viaduct up, set up. I got the lighting up. I got the houses on the viaduct. Everything's looking good. Even got some little lanterns on the viaduct. It's starting to really come together. There's a few last things I need to do, such as add the trees and the people, but it looks like I'm almost finished for the year. So the next video will be the musical tour. Thanks for watching. Peace and blessings to you all. Bye.